Welcome back once again, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching the we're the North American hub doing the America qualifiers. It's a mouthful, and I've been trying not to mess it up.
Good save.
Good save. The America qualifiers.
Intro 4 out of 10.
Presented by Monster. We'll get it one of these days. We've got a big match coming up, though. Jokes aside, Liquid versus SNA. We just saw Liquid looking good in game number 1 over Revenge, but do they have what it takes to take down SNA?
Do they?
Do they?
I would say Liquid are favorites, but not overwhelmingly so. I would say like 60-40, 65-35 if I was betting on the match.
I would say that's even generous. I think it's a little closer to 50-50, but
I'm going 60-40.
I don't know.
I'd agree with 60-40.
All right. I'll be the black sheep here, boy.
I'm on board with the experience argument. Yeah, Liquid played really poorly and underperformed in the Summit. They've underperformed in a few other big tournaments recently, but this is TI4 qualifiers. They've been boot camping for a while now in the Los Angeles area, and well, if they don't qualify for TI, pretty sure this team is disbanding. So
yeah, that's a fair statement. And I mean, this is probably
they've got more to lose than anyone else. Actually.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it would be a great storyline for SNA to get to the international, even to play in the play-in spot. But like for them, this is more, I guess, about playing against their old team, at least for Ix Mike and for Fluff. And honestly, that's what I'm looking forward to the most is just that storyline in general. So that should be fun.
Yeah, it certainly
Smash House a great story. Can't argue with that.
Certainly should. Is it time to see what's going on in that draft, boys?
Sure.
I think it is.
Do we want to have predictions as we hop in? Let's get you guys on record, so if you make the wrong call.
I would give the odds slightly favoring SNA, somewhere like 47-48% going the way of Liquid. I think SNA
that doesn't count.
That's
50-50.
Yeah.
I think SNA are going to win, though. I think SNA will win.
Okay.
SNA.
There, you finished strong, but that was
sorry.
That's the worst prediction I've ever heard.
Jeez,
my bad.
I think after that last performance that Liquid played against Revenge, I think Liquid are going to take this. I gotta say, I'm pretty sure they will.
Yeah, I already said 60-40.
Let's all agree that Liquid's going to win. All right, we'll see, boys. We'll see. 1 versus 3. Only one can win.
Easy keys. Liquid are the safe bet here. You're good. You're in good hands, guys.
Let's bet some Arcana items.
Well, these look like some familiar first picks here from Liquid.
Yeah, it looks like Liquid's just sticking with what worked.
To be fair, this is a much different draft from SNA. Heroes that are fairly self-sufficient and much harder to kill.
I mean, this is like they learned from the mistake that Revenge made. Like they pick their hero if they do want to go aggressive. You know, every hero from the last game is actually in this game. This is a very similar Morph, Clock, Bottom. Every hero's the same so far. They're not on the same team, but the same heroes are in the game.
So we need a Witch Doctor.
And Witch Doctor might go on Liquid. It's possible.
Sand King H Apparition. Technically, it could be the same 10 heroes.
Yeah.
I doubt it will be, but it is possible.
And I have a hunch as well. This Morphling is not going to be a TC Morph. I think it's
mid Morphling for Korok.
I think it's Korok.
What am I talking about?
Quakefa.
Quakefa, Korok.
Yes. Well, Korok loves morphs, so maybe that's what
flashing back now. We're seeing SNA play Liquid. It's like the old Liquid guys together, and then you've got Korok as the lone outsider playing for NA Rejects. So
we're having flashbacks. All right.
I'm having a senior moment. I
so
think
what I want to see is what they were doing last game and put TC on a hero that can semi-carry, space creation, someone that gets active and can get kills.
Well, Mirana's like by far the ideal hero for that. Can gank, can scale with farm. So what's your plan B?
I mean,
there's
up
a
to
Weaver.
Weaver's a good choice.
Maybe a bit less so with this Rubik pick.
I don't know what TC's going to do. There's a Witch Doctor, right? Wow. So was there a Rubik in last game, right? No, there was not. It was banned. All right, you're right. So we got one new hero in this game. Rubik entering the playing field.
Yeah, Rubik this game, there's nothing amazing to steal yet. Morph is pretty nice. Waveform can be nice. Living Armor is great if you get it, but not the easiest spell to steal.
Living Armor, it's fairly easy to steal, because he's just casting that all the time. And rarely.
Well, if he's like actually in the fight.
Right. Correct. I mean, the spell's not so good, no. But it is a good laner for Mirana. I think they're just trying to secure their safe lane. And that's one good way to do it.
So are you thinking of farming Mirana here?
Safe lane Mirana? Yeah, I think it's most likely safe lane Mirana for Nyx. I believe Whoosh plays that?
Yeah,
I think so.
K-Pop seems to think so anyway. He's already,
I think so
already assigned in the Mirana here.
And then we've got
the Mott nod of approval. So
I'm very curious to see what TC is going to pick up here. But like I said, I want to see him playing something like that Centaur, something that just gets around the map.
TC, he is drafting. Yeah, TC is drafting and Fluff.
whoever drafts for Liquid. I don't even know who drafts for Liquid.
Former
honestly.
best friends.
Yeah.
There's a rift forming here.
Oh, we get to see
IX Mike is 20-1 on Clockwork. Jesus.
Really?
I guess I would ask like who has he played those games against, because I imagine it's not all the strongest opponents, but still 20-1.
I mean,
it's a medley. It's a medley of teams filled with stand-ins and real teams.
Well, has SNA competed in any international tournaments? I think it's all just American.
American Dota League has dog in it.
Yeah.
I don't know if they've even started playing games yet.
So
it's kind of a stacked number,
like
but IX Mike does play
yeah.
a mean Clockwork.
It's
so
still impressive, but it's not the most impressive thing ever. And there comes a maiden pickup. They really want to focus on making sure their lane is strong, and it is strong.
Ursa ban. Interesting. I don't feel like Ursa matches up that well against Liquid's draft, to be honest.
I do not either. I don't think Ursa's the great... It's a strong, safe laner. If they want to do the Mirana mid, it's alright. And then Mirana can't get ganked mid either, so their lanes would be pretty secure, but it doesn't kill Morph. It's very bad against tree armor as well.
Yeah, and even Darkseer.
And Darkseer.
They do have a lot of lockdown backing it up, potentially,
yeah.
though.
And Sneaky Nick Assassin banned the Luna. That's something TC could play, but I'm almost certain they ran away from that.
Well, this is a space creator.
Alright,
so
it's good.
Do we see a Kunkka mid for Qualifier, or do you think it's Morph mid and the tri-lane Kunkka? Can they run dual lanes here?
They could, but they wouldn't be
slightly
that
awkward.
strong.
It'd be like a double melee.
It would be
dual
bad.
lane.
I'd like to see Kunkka going in the mid position this game, I think.
So it's solo mid Kunkka, and
I just don't see the purpose of farming a Kunkka. Like, it doesn't seem like it has much value to it.
Yeah. And he can do a lot from the mid lane as
Yeah.
well. So, well, what are Knicks going to do for their last pick?
Oh, Naga.
We know it had to happen.
No fun. So it looks like it's going to be... Do they... I guess they switch off. It's probably still going to be a mid-Naga, most likely.
Okay.
But Kunkka's another great hero against Naga. Pretty good. The cleave hits the illusions for some pure damage. Kills them off pretty quickly.
So, Naga, SNA going to be taking up the role of the Mirana, and... Can Liquid apply enough pressure to shut down this Naga?
They can, and their lineup... I'd say Liquid's lineup is very, very strong, but it's difficult to execute. Whereas SNA's lineup is very, very easy to execute. But it is a little weaker. So Liquid, if they are able to execute properly, I think I give them the edge. But if SNA, they just need to play the game, and if it goes well and Liquid makes a few mistakes, Naga's going to get out of control.
Yeah, well, they have the get out of jail free button and the Song of the Siren, and just a lot of fairly reliable spells. Rubik, CM, pretty easy setup. Liquid, in theory, if they hit it, 3-4 man overgrowth, you follow that up with a boat, the rum comes out, and, well, it's a party for them, but hitting those multiple hero combos is not the easiest thing in the world.
I like this. It looks like TC is going to be going mid with this Kunkka. Good. I guess we should introduce the players first, but...
Well, all right. You're one step ahead of me, my friend. We've got TC going solo mid as Admiral Kunkka. Towards the bottom lane goes Demon on the Witch Doctor, Way 2, your Champ Protector, and Koikfa not going mid. We talked about Liquid being a little bit more versatile with their lanes, and we'll see Koikfa as the farmer in the tri-lane. He'll be playing the Morph lane, and that does leave in the safe lane Mr. Bulba on the Darkseer. On the Radiant side, we've got SNA, IX Mike, Fluff, and Friends. SNA, the namesake of this team, previously will be playing the Mirana. We also have the Whitebeard Rubik, and then trailing will be Ush on the Naga side. It looks like they may actually go for some sort of dual or aggressive try. IX Mike on that 20-1 Clockwork, and that does leave Fluff and Stuff on the Crystal Maiden.
Looks like they're gonna... Are they gonna go back? I'm curious on how they want to lane this.
Well, they dropped a pretty good ward, so they know... They haven't seen anything from Liquid at all yet.
Oh, they're dodging. Clock's going bottom.
The battle begins.
So that means they're gonna have free farm on Mirana and on the Morphling.
Well, and they've actually called this correctly as well. It is, in fact, the safe lane Darkseer. So, didn't see anybody for Liquid defending their top lane or their jungle, and... Are they running a full tri-lane here, or do we just see some dual lanes?
I think the Crystal Maiden is just going to roam around jungle, look for ganks, and same with the Rubik, and they're just going to get the solo pot and the solo Clockwork on the bottom lane.
Can they kill TC? Kunkka's pretty tanky, and Naga, well, she's gone for Riptide. They're going to attempt it. They can't get in lane for the lift.
And even got Rockets at level 1 on Clockwork going mid. That is bizarre. I don't even think that Rocket hit. But he does have Rockets at level 1, so no cogs if they do manage to go on him.
Yeah, I guess maybe thinking that they could maybe get the first blood attempt, but they were not in range for a Rubik lift, and without the lift,
Shenanigans in the jungle.
Oh, that boots first tree. He's got the lead seed. He'll pop it now on Whitebeard. There is some backup here from CM, but forced to throw the lift. The toss comes right back down, but the right clicks from the tree. Oh, he'll be frostbitten, and they'll have to retreat, but you see, with that tree, the supports don't trade against tree. They just run or they die.
Yeah, he has got boots too, and there's no running from the tree.
You know, it was funny, like, when Tree was getting buffed, like, his base damage kept on getting buffed patch after patch, and it's just like, well, this hero's not really going to farm. But now you see where the damage buffs have really made a difference is just his zoning ability.
Yeah, it's really good. One thing I do want to talk about more, well, this early game's going to be pretty passive, but I want to talk about the way they chose to lane this. I was a little worried at first when I saw that Kunkka pick, because I thought, like, alright, I want to see a mid Kunkka, but I do not want to see Quakefa play this Kunkka. I want to see TC play it. So I thought they were going to do Quakefa Kunkka mid and then TC on the Morphling, but they decided to put TC mid, which I think is very smart, and keep Quakefa on this hard carry.
So you think Quakefa is much more well-suited for the hard carry role, and TC should stick to more space-creating roles?
Yes, I think this is a change that is well overdue.
Okay, well, so far it's been effective, and when they've tried to run both on farmers, it has not worked out over the past few weeks. So far your theory seems to be true, and well, they'll leave the Mirana top lane for now. Just 1v1 against the Darkseer. Does have a nice observer ward despite any support rotations. They are still somewhat dodging 2 heroes bottom, 1 hero roaming through the jungle. There is a regen rune that spawned bottom, but so far, Nyx Assassins, the sneaky Nyx Assassins, not really laning against this Morphling.
Yeah, but they are still, nonetheless, dealing a lot better than Revenge did last game with this type of aggression.
The main thing is they're not feeding.
Exactly. Like, they're still getting some levels, they're getting stuff is happening on the map, and they're not just, like, getting crushed in this lane.
Yeah, in terms of the off lane, the Mirana is going to have a bit of a tough time keeping up in CS, constantly being pushed under tower by Darkseer. He'll have a fast mech, the Morphling's farming well, but pretty much expected with Liquid going for the early tree pick. So it's not much more about the split push, stall the game, get the Radiance up on Naga, and try and take it late. And not losing towers, not giving up a lot of kills early, that'll put them in decent shape to do so. Witch Doctor, Cass comes bouncing in the jungle, just a little creep farming. Nothing too exciting.
I didn't even know Cass could bounce in the fog. That must be a new change, huh? It bounced to the small camp when he had no vision of it. It's kind of weird. But I think that was a patch note. I do believe so. It's starting to and it just happened, so it definitely is a change.
Okay. I mean, it's a cool little change. Cask is not like a spell where you look at it's like, man, that's overpowered.
I mean, it was annoying before. You just always get fogged with the spell, and you just get like 2 bounces off, and you're like, all right, this is annoying.
It's already kind of an unreliable stun.
Yeah,
like
it
you
really
cast,
is.
maybe you get a epic constantly bouncing cast, but a lot of times it just hits creeps, it bounces the wrong direction like a Chain Frost, and it's fairly useless, so I like that change.
So both teams just playing really passive. Looks like we're going to have a very slow early game.
Well, until this smoke gank. Way too.
And then on top lane as well, too. We've got 2 points of action here.
Snot. Okay for the time being. Boba will tank a tower shot, but now they make their dive mid. They pull Osh back in with the X and then follow up with the lead seed. Out comes the look at it go from Demon, and well, Osh on the run. He is pretty tanky, but not tanky enough. They'll bring him down here. And first blood goes the way of Liquid. Once again, that's 2 games in a row.
Some good aggression there. That was good game since.
Oh, bottom lane looks like we might have any. No, never mind. Oh, they are going to dive Quakefa here. He doesn't have mana for waveform, and he's surrounded by the Rubik. Will block him in. There's still quite a bit of HP. He doesn't want to strength morph, maybe trying to save, but for a waveform, but he'll have to pop it now. And well, he'll make his way out. In comes Pegasus. Can drop the cast. This is going to be a good one. Bouncing on 2. While that's happening, Snot will go down top lane, but they lose the Morphling for this. They might lose the Witch Doctor as well. He gets tossed up, dropped into IX Mike, his 20-0 on Clockwork, pulling this game right back the way of Sna. So there was another kill while that was going on. The Darkseer went down top lane, and Mirana also died.
There's just kills everywhere. Started
Bloody
slow,
start.
then out of nowhere, just like 6 kills.
It was the commentator's curse. As soon as he's like, this is going to be a boring passive early game. Kills, blood.
Good. That's a good curse to have.
Yeah, I'm not complaining. We'll have plenty of slow-paced games, I'm sure, in the days to come. But there might be a lot of aggression early, but if you're sneaky Nyx Assassins, you just want this Naga to keep on farming. How much has she stacked the jungle? Looked like she already got a double stack. Yeah. So doing a decent job. We didn't see like any stacking
it's like a 2.5
previous
stack.
game. So yeah, it's not the best, but they'll take what they can get. TC off the boat mid. Yeah, that spell is so ridiculous. 400 damage at level 1 and
low cooldown.
Spammable as well.
A minute cooldown. You can just use it whenever you want. Even if you want to just harass someone and get them out of the lane, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, I really enjoyed when we're seeing teams run like Kunkka Gyro, because those heroes can just fight every minute. Well, the cast comes in bottom. It keeps on bouncing. IX Mike finally Whitebeard will get it out of range, but it gave it that extra bounce, and that's all it takes to bring him down. Score now 4-3. Morphling, free farming. Darkseer doing quite well despite the death in terms of CS, but Naga's in there.
Yeah, they can't be giving morph kills right now. Like, the most important thing for them is, like, making sure this morph does not get kills. Because
did they mess up their stack?
I did not see it. It looks like it did not stack. No.
Okay.
So, oh, or no, I think Fluff killed it.
Okay.
So he just killed the big troll. So nothing big going on there.
The Naga's farming decently, and she's not feeding. So I guess that's good news.
Mid's like a wash. Like the CS board, they have the same exact CS. So they're both farming well mid. Kunkka is very good against Naga as well. The splash, she's a melee here, as you can see, almost kills all the illusions in one hit. So Torrent as well can deal with them. So it should just, mid's just a wash, a lot of farm going that way. Morphling's getting a ton of farm compared to Smaran on the other lane, which is the only problem here.
So TC's gone for a build that I think Xiao 8 was the first player to really focus on, which is the 3 points in X. More of like a ganking style Kunkka. We used to see like always the cleave max first, but what do you think about this build? Is this a better choice this game? Looks like we might have
Potamol going in.
Yeah,
quite going for the courier.
Doesn't have a wait for it. No, right-clicked on the courier, just flew directly over the site of the battle. No micro.
Smoke gank courier. Yeah, so back to your item build, or skill build right here. This is the build where you can just basically X them, throw your boat and torrent, and all three will hit. Guaranteed to get your combo off. So it's very good for ganking, but you will farm a little less, but they have a Morphling. He doesn't need to farm too much on Kunkka. He needs to make some space.
So you're a fan of the build?
I do like the build, yes.
Okay. Well, they're going to get aggressive again. They'll move into the Radiant jungle here, try and take it over, and they're actually walking just straight in, past some Radiant Observer wards, but they are just... That shows you how confident they are in this stage of the game. They're just walking up and down ramps, not even worried if there's 2-3 heroes waiting for them, and, well, SNA don't want to contest that, so I guess they're right.
I mean, overall, there's going to be really hard for both teams to get kills if you look at the warding. Like, both these teams have great wards, all on bottom. Top is like, there's nothing on top, but there's like 4 wards on bottom. Both teams have 2 wards, just protecting their bottom lane.
So when is Liquid going to make their move? Is it just waiting for the Bulba mech here?
Yeah, they
pretty
don't.
Much got his level.
They're not going to do anything until they have a mech on Darkseer. They don't need to do anything.
Okay, and just keep the pressure out bottom lane. Naga's farming, but Morphling's out farming him. Kunkka's getting a lot of CS, and their supports are getting levels. They have really no CS, but with the kills, they're doing pretty well for themselves.
Yeah, I mean, Liquid has the top 3 CSers right now, so if they keep at this, their late game is fine. So if they keep ahead in the CS game, they're going to be just fine going into the mid game.
And in theory, I guess Kunkka is one of the better heroes against Naga Illusion. Still, there's the split push and the Rat Dodo to worry about. But
Morph's not bad either. If she goes the Radiance build, you can steal it, use that Radiance to farm for yourself. Pretty strong.
Well, we'll see the Crystal chilling near mid, but the pressure mounts bottom lane. Liquid grouped up as a pack of 3 and just chippy away at the tower. There'll be a TP out. Oh, the Crystal Maid's TP looks like it might have gotten canceled. In comes the boat. TC finds Fluff, his former teammate. I thought you guys were friends. That's no way to treat a friend, but the International 4 waits for no man.
That's unfortunate. He was just TPing because they wanted to defend. They might lose bottom tower as a result of that kill because Fluff was going down there to defend that.
3 heroes still clustered up bottom lane. The pressure continues. They've even rotated IX Mike in, and, well, not really able to do a ton right now, but I guess just giving the crappiest lane to the hero that doesn't really need the farm.
Yeah, well, both of them right now, as you can see, he has Rockets maxed. So he's spamming that along with Fade Bolt, and they can just defend with these 2 heroes forever. And they got level 6 on Whitebeard now, and if he can steal Living Armor now, which looks like he will, he'll put it on the tower, and it'll heal it up. Good play.
Wow, that's a big steal. And, yeah, tower will be at full HP, so the pressure will relieve, and all about just farming the Radiance right now.
Yeah, and he's getting Arcane Boots too, so they can just, these 2 heroes can just indefinitely just defend bottom lane.
Unless they get ganked.
Yeah, of course. But
and
they have, look
they
at
have
their
good
wards. Yeah,
so
their wards are just, they want to protect this bottom lane at all costs.
There's a rotation through the top river. Looks like we're going to see 3 heroes descending on mid. Fluff, SNA, smoked up. Moonlight Shadow is available if they want to pop it, but TC actually is a bit squishy here. He's trying to rush a Shadow Blade and gets caught by a song. Now the arrow to fly, it will connect. Nice timing on the song cancel, but he's tanky. The boat, well, it's not enough here. It looks like TC, oh, no, he gets it off in the nick of time. TC alive for now. Nasna pulled back in by the X. The Torrent's going to miss, though. Oh, it's a bit too late and still gets out. They will lose one, though. The Crystal Maiden falls. Liquid rotate in. 3 heroes mid, and They turn the fight. Even not going for a particularly tanky Kunkka build, he's still got 1100 health and the boat buff, and they just couldn't kill him.
Yeah, that was just a little bit of sloppy play, actually, from both teams. Right there, Mirana could have just leapt in on that, got the double starfall, and probably got the kill. But they wasted a little too much time, missed the torrent as well. But in the end, they were able to get one kill out of it.
And for Liquid
It
now,
was
they
sloppy,
have their
though.
mech.
Yeah.
So
Oh, Courier again.
top lane, it
Courier's
will be
taking
held by the
abuse.
Mirana. One more right click. These Couriers are in feed mode today. Bottom Courier ran directly over the clockwork.
Someone called the Humane Society.
Yeah. That's animal abuse. 3 heroes now grouped up in the Radiant jungle. We will see the sneaky Nyx assassins just kind of roaming around, but they are in mostly a defensive posture. They tried to make one aggressive move mid, they got punished for it, and like, should they be going for those ganks, or should they just be sitting back, farming, defending their towers with living armor, and waiting for the Radiants?
I think it's good whenever Sleep's up to go for like a Sleep Arrow combo. It's usually a pretty easy kill. So whenever that's available to them, I am a big fan of just getting it off every time it's off cooldown. It's good to grab a kill that way. So if they want to keep doing that, I think that's good. But if they sit back for too long at this rate, it's not looking too good.
Yeah, they're getting off farm by decent margin, now a 4,000 gold lead, and the Mirana's just been parked top for ages. She made that one rotation mid, but so far it's not. I haven't seen too many Moonlight Shadow ganks, so I imagine we could see more of that from the sneaky Nyx assassins. We'll find a haste room bottom for the Naga. How is her Radiance progression? Actually getting close.
Getting close to real.
Up to 3,200. It's not the fastest farm, but considering it wasn't the best start for him, he's not dying. That's the main thing.
Yeah, I still give a huge late game advantage to Liquid. They have the Darkseer, take more illusions, make more illusions. They have the Morphling and the Kunkka, and Mirana's farm is just, it's not cutting it right now. She doesn't have much.
She just hasn't felt very high impact. Like, they haven't managed to use Moonlight Shadow. Looks like we're going to have 2 heroes, 3 heroes, 4 heroes actually going bottom. It's a whole gank party for Liquid. They're all rotating, and Ix Mike, he's already dropped his cogs. If he gets caught out now, well, he could maybe hookshot his way out. Otherwise, he's toast. They get close. They'll surge in wave 2. They'll wrap around from the backside. They'll cut off the path of retreat. Find him with the lead seed. Body block. The potential ultimate, but the Witch Doctor ult. It's enough. The vacuum's there to follow it up. The overgo. The airball by wave 2. Well, they still get the 1 kill on the clock.
That was a good telekinesis. Forced way too into like an awkward situation. It's like, oh, maybe I can overgrowth now, but he was just out of range.
Well, they know overgrowth's on cooldown. Liquid are still very strong at this stage.
They have the mech.
They don't have Kunkka here though. Kunkka's sitting mid, and he's actually a pretty important part of their 5-man. Then an arrow comes in. This one connects on Demon. They've now stolen a spell from the Morphling. It is a waveform. They'll get the kill. Whitebeard making the plays. They'll lift back up the Morphling, drive him towards the tower, but there's no follow-up for this. Well, nice arrow and better follow-up for Whitebeard.
Whitebeard's playing really well, yeah.
He stole living armor, healed the tower back to full HP, gets a kill with the stolen waveform, and he hasn't been feeding against a very strong aggressive trialing Liquid, so well played indeed.
Waveform is one of the nastiest spells on Rubik early game. You get your Fade Bolt off in the waveform. It's so much burst AoE damage. It's insane.
You know, I remember when, back at TI2, you'd see a lot of Morph mid, and we'd also see Rubik mid. That was before the move speed nerf, and he was more of a legit farming option. And Morph could actually easily die solo to a Rubik. If he stole waveform and he'd level 4 Fade Bolt, and he's too heavy Agimorph, you could just solo kill him. It's a lot of damage.
If you get you can get more stats too and just become incredibly tanky. So Rubik is a great hero against Morphing if you want some good spells.
Yeah, indeed he is. Well, Relic online now. Can Ush do enough? It's not like Liquid have just a Morphling to go up against him. Like you mentioned, they have Darkseer and they've Kunkka, and all 3 of these heroes are farming really well.
They've got a 14-minute Shadowblade bottle Phase Boots wand on this mid Kunkka. That's really farmed. Compare that to Mirana's items, I'd consider they're like equals in this game as far as who needs farm. They both need to be like comparative, but Kunkka's way ahead right now.
What is the range of Max X? Exactly.
The max range, let's see, what do we got? Tier
9. So it's less than the song.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you can't.
Not like Glimpse where you can potentially cancel.
No, Glimpse is a good spell against it, but X will not work.
Okay. Well, just a thought, but not good enough. There's your wave. Top lane, they found Koikfa. Lift him up, toss him back towards the tower. He'll continue waving out. Whitebeard tanks the Witch Doctor ult. He's got to run. He gets back in. They're going to lose too. That combination gaming from Liquid works its magic. And now, can they take the tower? Mech should be available here, and let the push commence in earnest. I don't think we get a trade either for SNA.
Demon's had some really great Witch Doctor ults these past series.
2 games. I think he's had 1 ult that airballed. That was, well, got canceled immediately. But that's going to happen.
It does. I mean, he's taking the shots and they're working out. Like a lot of people, just like I said before, they don't use the ult very much, but he's just every time they seize a hero, he just drops it, and it's working out great.
It's like Dendy's punch. He'll just throw a hook every time there's a slight chance.
Yeah, why not?
Sometimes you look silly, but then you hit those amazing hooks that win
exactly.
games. Force staff on Darkseer, so a nice little adjustment to kind of your standard build against Clockwork, not in danger of getting killed by a hookshot. But it does mean there won't be quite as much of a combo with the Blink Dagger.
No, right now it's just they're just farming up. We've almost got a Radiance up on Naga, but
Emerald looks to be going. Well, maybe Maelstrom. Actually.
Oh my God, what is this Morphling build? He's got no points at level 11 in Replicate.
Is he taking stats?
No, he's taking Adaptive Strike, so he's going for pure damage right now. But he's going to need to put a couple points inside of his Replicate if he wants to steal an illusion. And
I'm on a boat. Whitebeard not where he wants to be.
He X'd himself.
Well, he might make it out of here in the end. Witch Doctor once again. How's that thing always up?
I told you, it's got a low cooldown. Just use it. I told you, every time he sees a hero, he just drops it.
I feel like Demon has like a cooldown hack or something that's always ready.
That's in the new Odie ult. It's going to be dropping the hammer.
Yeah, we need AC in here for that.
It's a new thing. But how we got on supports here? Whitebeard's, they're actually not too farmed on the supports, surprisingly. I thought Whitebeard would have a little more farm than this.
Yeah, he's been getting kills, but to be fair, he's been stuck bottom just defending the tower, hasn't been allowed to farm stacks. I don't think he's gotten that many kills either.
No, not too many. And it looks like they're getting a lot of their towers pressure. And right now, Liquid's splitting the map. They have like a couple heroes on bottom, one on top, one in mid. They're just maximizing farm.
They've stolen the waveform again. They'll lift Quakes up, but a bit too tanky at this stage to bring down. And while that's happening, they lose their tower bottom. That's 2 outer towers removed for the tier 1s, 1 to go mid, and then Liquid, not really the best Roshan lineup, but...
Oh, Bulba on top lane. Looks like he wants to go for a dive. No, he does not. He has a Force Staff and a mech and 1,300 gold on top, but he's
pretty
farmed.
invulnerable.
Yeah, just all their cores are farmed. There's a Lincoln's up on Morphling, and then on top of that, what do we have on our
They're just
Kunkka?
so tanky. Like, you can't kill these heroes. You forget about, like, they have Living Armor and the heal, but even without those, they're still incredibly hard to kill. They have the Coco Rum, and on the Morphling...
Heals,
yeah, Morph, like... Liquid to me is just an unkillable lineup.
Yeah, they've got a ton of heal and survivability, and on top of a lot of farm. Like, Radiance and Naga is great. She farms really quick, but in this game, it doesn't feel too scary, because, like, a lot of them are already so tanky. Like, this Radiance burn doesn't do much, and they're just sitting in her jungle farming it. She can't farm that much of the map right now.
Yeah, well, we'll see. It seems like they're going to have to just go for ultra late game with the Naga. Even if Liquid maybe have the advantage there, they can't really take 5v5 fights right now. But they'll try for the ganks. They'll smoke up, forehead towards top. Bulba already retreating, and looking at the dire vision, they actually don't have that many wards up, but they do have the bottom lane pushed in heavily, and they've controlled the enemy jungle, so by process of elimination, they pretty much know SNA's towards the top side of the map. So good map awareness from Liquid.
Yeah, it looks like they're just going to go for the trade and give up the tier 1.
Well, maybe they even defend it. I think Liquid still have their glyph here. And the living
Doesn't
armor.
look like they're interested, seeing that TC's skipping the wave.
Well, in the end, Sneaky Dix is asking them just back off. They're going to take this head on, try and defend the tower, force a fight. There's no mech, just a buckler on IX Mike, and this does not feel like a good time to take a 5v5 clash.
No, they should be happy with losing a tier 2 and getting a tier 1 and some farm on their other heroes. That's the best thing they could ask for right now.
And the Naga is split pushing, so she'll stay top lane, the rest of the team rotates bottom. Ush, Song is available if he wants to join this fight, but what is he sawing to set up? At this point, an arrow, that's really about it, so... Actually, Liquid get slightly cold feet and back off.
Yeah, they have to, or else they're going to lose 2 towers here. If they back up now, they can defend both these towers and go ahead and just... oh, looks on top lane, nothing going on there.
That max adaptive strike actually did a decent chunk of damage, but
yeah,
I imagine we're going to see points of replicate soon.
Oh, we will. He's just going for like the ultimate like burst damage build right now. But anyways, going back to my point, it's good that they backed off there, because if they would have committed to that tower bottom, they would have lost 2 tier 1s. Now they can just go back, heal up both those towers, and then no damage was done.
Surgeon on TC mid. He's found an X target here. The boat comes in. Poor Whitebeard gets pummeled. So hard to stay safe with that long range X, and he'll pay again.
Yeah, that's one of the most, especially with the Shadow Blade, he can just come out of nowhere, and if he has that level 3x,
and it's so low cooldown compared to like a hook shot or something. You can constantly be using it to find these kills.
Yeah. Oh, Fluff! It looks like they're going on him.
Nice patience on the Vac there. Bulba delivers, then the X Torrent, and this will be another dead support. IX Mike and Fluff just feeding gold away to SNA at this point, continuously getting picked off. To be fair, not an easy game to live after the way the lane started, but they are filling the pockets of Liquid and then some.
Yeah, both those supports, if they get behind, it's hard to come back from. So they're in a really tough spot right now. They're kind of at the mercy of their cores right now. Their Mirana and their Naga to make some plays.
The Shadow Blade doing work. Doesn't even actually need the Shadow Blade here. It's just the X, but then the boat comes in. It's already off cooldown, and SNA will bite the dust. That's 3 in a row for Liquid, racking up the ganks. And you actually look at SNA's vision. They have 2 wards, but losing the tier 1 bottom and mid early, you really see the problem with dropping those towers, not trading. They don't control their own jungle. Liquid aren't afraid to dive, and they're just fighting pickoffs left, right, and center. And
yeah, this Kunkka pick's great.
Battle Fury? Yeah. We're seeing?
On who?
Okay.
On
Yeah,
Kunkka,
Battle Fury.
Yeah, he's going for Battle Fury. It's pretty good against Naga, just more AoE, because they're only afraid of this Naga right now. If they just find a way to deal with these images, they're golden.
Yeah, and between the natural cleave plus the Battle Fury, this Naga will have to farm like a heart and probably even a +1 before the illusions will be tanky enough.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, SNA's in a really sticky situation right now. I don't think they can come back from this unless they start getting some kills. They need to stop getting picked off, and they need to start finding kills, because Mirana can't split push against us. X is one of the best spells in the game for catching a Mirana out split pushing.
Especially with Shadow Blade, you can just completely catch her by surprise.
Top lane, maybe just Song and get out of there, dude.
He's thinking about it. He's really biding his time here. They'll steal something with the Rubik. It's the vacuum. The Song's forced out, but he's dropping low the Iron Shell. He might burn down. Oh, goes down and blows the Song.
Double Ion Shell. You can't TP out on that.
That hesitation. He could have just TP'd out immediately with the Song, or he could have walked away, but in the end, chooses the one path that gets him killed.
Yeah, I think
like you said, experience. I feel like that's just a panic moment from a slightly newer player.
We've got a Shadow Blade in mid. This again.
Oh, SNA. What's he gonna do?
Boat.
He'll try and save the lead for after the boat comes in, and now the Witch Doctor ult. It does get canceled by a timely vacuum. The stolen vacuum. Now the CM ultimate, dropping them low.
No one's dying.
They've stolen something, Whitebeard, but can't find the opening. It's actually a Witch Doctor. I don't know if he has the mana for it here. Well, in the end, they do get the Kunkka, but the rotation comes in mid. They're gonna die for this. They have the Darkseer leading the charge. He'll find SNA and Whitebeard. Whitebeard probably the ideal target. SNA should have a leap available. 5 seconds to go for that. The Iron Shell burning him down. The Morphling joins the fray. Down goes the Mirana. Well, score now 15-5, and they're losing a lot of core heroes. Naga not dying too much, but the rest of the team really falling behind.
Yeah, that really hurt for them. Like, TC, he's been playing a pretty good Kunkka overall, but he's missing some combos here and there. Maybe just a little inexperience with playing Kunkka, so he probably hasn't been playing that much from what we've seen, but yeah, he kind of just whiffed the boat there.
Yeah.
Ended up getting him killed, almost a double kill, but they were able to turn it and get the Mirana anyway.
It's funny how they have so much damage that even with a completely whiffed boat, they still get kills.
Yeah. No one just dies.
That's how far ahead they are right now.
Yeah, and it looks like going to be a free Roche right here. And I assume they're going to go up the top and try and defend this. They should just send one hero up there, deal with that.
Their Roche is so slow. They have no minus armor. They don't have that much physical damage, and no medallion either.
More should just not. He should just go top and defend that. They shouldn't lose towers. They have a tree. There's no point losing towers. But it looks like it might just go down.
Yeah, there's always time for more living armor.
Yeah.
If you need it. They'll TP in another mid. But they have given up the tier 1.
Yeah. Not the biggest deal. I don't think it was necessary, but they can. It's not. Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, that tower probably falls at some point, but maybe you force the Naga to like give up a tier 2 mid instead when she's going for it.
I don't even think it falls. Period. If you play it properly, like you just sit there with the advantage they have. They could just keep living armor that up and up and up.
And always TP to defend.
Yeah, exactly. That's the power of Tree. That's why most games you see with Tree are like stomps, because no team can get an advantage against that hero.
The Tree has been a go-to pick for Liquid these past 2 games. I mean, we mentioned doing very similar drafts to EG, but hey, it seems to be working so far.
Most games I see with Tree, it's like either he stomps hard or he's like irrelevant. And it really depends on like the first like 10-15 minutes of the game if that Tree is going to do well or not.
Yeah, it seems like these drafts where like they're easily bullied supports are the ones where Tree does the best. Like
right.
Rubik, CM just gets boots, so he just walks at them and they just run away. If you have someone who can stand against him, like maybe an Ancient Apparition with some other ranged heroes potentially, but
we've got a battle for you on Kunkka now. Naga
and an E-Blade. So now's the time where you check everyone's HP. Who's a shotgun target here?
Both supports.
Naga will drop to like a 3rd health. Both supports are 1-shots for
Mirana is probably a 1-shot too.
Yeah, and well, Clockwork should be able to live through the combo.
With a mech, he's alright.
Yeah,
but
still not gonna have fun though.
There's like 3 heroes on here that just get instantly blown up without a mech.
Even the Kunkka, he can solo kill definitely the 2 supports, potentially the Mirana if he hits the boat.
Is he 16? At 16 he can. I don't think he can right now.
Okay. Well, maybe if he cleaves off of a creep.
Yeah,
well.
if he gets a nice creep cleave, yeah, he'll get him. But it's not too easy to get that when you're throwing a boat on the ground and the torrent. It just kills all the creeps usually.
Not many creeps alive. Well, it's not just bottled up. Yeah, it's more thought of as a pub build, but hey, I think in this game, like you said, it's actually quite good against the illusion. So
It is,
sometimes pub builds aren't bad builds. Like the funny thing is, I've cast some games recently where you see basically pub wards, like the ward bottom that's like right next to the medium camp.
Right.
It's like where your standard off lane or safe lane ward is. Oh, we'll see Crystal Bay go down while I'm babbling. Yeah, that's gonna happen more than a few times this game.
I mean that's like an instant kill. It's hard to catch.
But they're actually next level wards because pro teams don't normally see them. So
the X missed, combo missed.
SNA will be okay.
Like I said with TC, he's been getting most of his combos, but it's not like 100% proficiency so far on them.
Yeah, I don't think he probably doesn't have many Kunkka games on record. I can't recall.
Too many Luna games.
Yeah. Yeah, too many Luna, Lifestealer, even Anti-Mage back a few versions ago. But that's a Darkseer Hex.
I mean, problems like that is like easy to fix. Like 1 or 2 games, you get the feel of it, and then but his farming and everything else is really good on Kunkka.
Well, the only issue here is this is a big like do or die situation for the Liquid. TI qualifiers, you can't. If you have to learn the hero and it costs you a critical match in the playoffs, then maybe your shots
It's like the
go with
perfect game to learn the hero.
That's true. This game is good.
Yeah.
Playoffs, not so good.
Right.
So he's getting in his practice at the right time. There's a Manta style up on the Naga Siren. In comes the Army of Illusions. There's a gem ready though on Liquid, and they should be well prepared for any Song on the or any Moonlight Shadow initiation. So they'll back off, they'll reset, and then they'll go back in. Cogs to play.
How do they defend? They have no team fight. Like SNA's lineup was built for lanes,
and they're not split pushing.
Yeah.
So Liquid have no reason to back. They'll just keep on going.
Like Liquid has the superior team fight and late game, so they're at this stage of the game. If SNA isn't crushing and putting on the pressure, what are they doing? What can they do? I'm not so sure what they can do at this point. They can't sleep and set up for anything because there is no setup other than an arrow, and that's not going to be enough.
And if they use it offensively, then they don't get kills, then say goodbye to your Rex. And probably your base as well. There'll be continuous pressure from Qualifier. He's pretty heavily agility morphed and actually goes in with the shotgun onto SNA, but doesn't connect on the waveform there. Won't get the kill. Now the hook shot comes. The arrow will fly. Finds TC. Still alive though. Drops the boat. Then Way 2 delivers with a 4 here. Overgrowth. Nicely timed Naga ult to get them out of dodge, but Liquid are at full HP and they'll keep on going. They've got more creeps. The X. Whitebeard jumping in. He'll get blown up. Shotgun to the dome. And now the melee racks will
They
fall.
just can't team fight. Like, there's just way too much heal here.
That was a really nicely timed song. Like, yeah, it gets them out of the fight safely, but what do they do after that?
Yeah, that's what I mean. They have nothing with Naga. Like, this is a complete split push lineup where Naga and Mirana need to get super farmed.
Yeah, normally where we see Naga, well, more action. Diving for SNA. The shotgun's there again. The waveform a bit off the mark, but still, Fluff taking the right click. Aegis will get popped, and TC may be forced back. He is a bit squishy here, having gone for the Battle through Shadowblade build, and could well fall. IX Mike dropping the cogs. Liquid able to retreat out. There's a Morphling in the backlights causing chaos, but he'll just wave the safety in the end.
One thing I want to point out as well is Way 2. His Treant Protector, I think, has improved a lot. I think before, when he played Treant Protector, he would use his Living Armor too early, and people just burn off refraction. Now he's saving it until people use all those annoying spells, and just like when he gets low HP, then you pop the Tree Armor.
And it's also kind of like save your stick charges and baiting, where like they think they've got the kill, then you pop at the last second, and they're not ready for it. It can really
push on top lane is getting caught out. No sleep up. That's his death.
Cool. That's your one position Naga in a 1v5 game, just getting destroyed. That's not good.
Yeah, his Treant Protector has gotten a lot better from last time I saw it.
Patience, name of the game.
Yup. And right now, SNA, I don't know what their plan is. They can't, actually, like I said, they can't do anything anymore. With the way the laning phase went, they just can't do anything. Maybe they should have just contested that tri-lane in hopes of winning it. Because if they just run around and give Liquid all the lanes for free, they have no comeback mechanic.
Well, I mean, could they have done better in the lanes?
I don't know if they had a choice.
Yeah, Kunkka versus Naga is not a bad matchup for Kunkka at all, and Mirana's not going to be the Darkseer, so like the only lane they could have won was, as unlikely as it sounds, is probably the tri-lane.
Well, I think they should have put Naga in the tri-lane and pot him mid.
Okay.
And just CM, Rubik, Naga, very strong lane. Very strong lane.
That would have putting Mirana mid is she's much more of a threat if she rotates into the lane than Naga.
Yeah. It can do well against Kunkka too, just constantly harass him, because I don't think he has the greatest armor at the lower levels.
Wow. Well, either way, they didn't do it, and now they're paying the price. Liquid marching forward once again. They've got the Witch Doctor Aghanim Scepter online. We'll see the 4 bounces coming out now.
One good thing I have going for them right now is they don't have an Aegis on Liquid, so if they can pick someone out like this Morphling while he's trying to siege with no Aegis, they might be able to get a kill on him or force him back and buy some time.
Liquid feel they don't need to wait for one. They'll just push through the middle lane, then rotate top. Quakefa's got to replicate with the team top, or actually rotating it back. Looks like he's sending it to safety, but even if they're not killing the base, SNA's not leaving the base either.
No, they can't. They can just, like, I remember before Nagas, like, if you have a good turtle lineup, which SNA does not, you could just use your illusions to farm out every wave and still get farmed without being there. But that's in a situation where you have good base defense, which SNA's kind of lacking right now.
Yeah, what do they actually have for things like Fade Bolt and Rocket
Nova
are great in the early laning stage, but at this stage of the game, they,
Which
that
Dr.
just
Heal
tickles
just
these heroes.
negates all of it, yeah.
And Demon is basically permanent heal with the Aghanim Scepter.
So it's basically just time to set up shop for Liquid, and they have to make a mistake, simply put. And if Liquid has to make a mistake for this game to keep going on.
And it's going to get harder and harder for them to make mistakes soon. TC about to pick up a BKB. I imagine Bulba's working towards another pretty big HP item as well. BKB on the Darkseer wouldn't be a bad choice. Well, actually, has a Blink Dagger to go with the Force Staff, so
Yeah,
can Blink into initiate, can Force Staff out. He's not going to end the Witch Doctor
He is
Egg.
so farmed.
Nobody's
Oh my gosh.
squishy.
We
They
got
have
it.
Storm
Oh,
Living
did
Armor.
we see the Ags on Witch Doctor? I want to see this. There's
Yeah, the quad bounce is coming.
it's really good with Tree.
All the shotgun's been thrown out. TC in the front lines here is taking a bit of damage. Ash jumping in the Witch Doctor ultimate. Oh, insta-canceled. That's unfortunate still.
Oh.
The back, the wall, the boat. See ya, SNA. Now a Crystal Maiden ult, but there's just a song over the top of this. It does nothing. Now they run to the well and an insta-GG. Nyx Assassins, the sneaky Nyx Assassins, just looking helpless here as the throne will fall momentarily. And Liquid off to a hot start, 2-0, and taking down, first of all, a team that 2-0'd them the last time they played, and secondly, a team that's one of their main competitors to take this qualifying.
Yeah, Liquid's looking good. They seem like that change they made with TC playing these type of heroes that run around the map, get kills, is really working out well for them.
Well, let's see if they can keep it up. I think NA Reject's still the biggest challenge for them in the
Yes.
qualifier, and probably their stiffest competition, but they've now taken down Revenge and SNA.
Right?
To me, 2 teams that are in the top 4. Maybe Revenge on the way out, maybe CNB slips in instead, but man,
well, we
what a
did
performance.
see was Isrus like completely stomped Gnar. Is that
Okay.
right? Wasn't it like a 15-0 game?
I thought it was the other
Other way around.
Oh, was it?
yes.
No, Gnar stomped
Gnar
Isrus?
stomped Isrus.
All right, never
Yes,
mind.
that
Just
would be
getting-
quite the upset.
Yeah, I thought it was. I was like, wow, really? All right, so yeah, Gnar is
sounds
still
a
my
little
favorite.
Okay.
Yeah, I stand corrected though. Liquid looking pretty darn good in that game. They just straight up won all of their lanes at the beginning. Looking at that net worth chart, and everyone was farming well. That was
Yeah,
the beginning of it.
I did not like
I told you
SNA's
guys,
lineup.
safe keys with Liquid.
I think the ward coverage for Liquid was a lot better. They had that jungle ward, and you couldn't rotate. You saw Mike go in with like the clockwork, trying to find hook shots in that bottom lane and just trying to do something, and they just couldn't really get it done. Rubik tried to make a couple plays there, but then Whitebeard ended up just feeding again. Unfortunately, he died a couple of times, and it just looked a bit rough for them. So
That was a game where, like, nothing against Whitebeard. The supports were going to feed if they lost the lane.
Yeah.
Like, Crystal Maiden is always food. Rubik did not have the farm to get a Blink Dagger or Force Staff, anything to help keep him alive.
He did get a Blink Dagger towards the end.
Yes,
he was able to grab one, but it was
I think he
too
did.
little too late.
I think
He
he
did.
did
He
what
played really
could.
well considering the
Yeah.
position.
Yeah,
Given
I
his
think he
position,
stepped.
he
I
did
was a
well.
little hard on Whitebeard after the in the studio yesterday. He changed his name to Weakest Link.
oh my
I
goodness.
felt a little bad about that one, but I think that Rubik performance was actually pretty good. He didn't give up first blood, and that's a step in the right direction.
He was given almost nothing to work with
Yeah,
as well.
I think
Yeah.
he actually,
He had a couple clutch steals too.
Yeah.
he had the best performance on
their team.
SNA.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
gotta say.
Yep.
So, what's wrong for SNA? What do they need to do differently?
I think their draft needs some work. This draft, it's very easy to play, but if you get behind with it, you have nothing. He has no team fight. Like
That seems to be like the
whatsoever.
theme of this qualifier. I mean, drafting's been seeming increasingly important in the past few versions, but like this qualifier in particular, we've seen just like games that are like auto draft losses. I don't know if I'd say this is an auto loss, but it felt close to it.
Yeah, it's
They felt helpless in the
at least
tri
the way
lane.
they laned it.
They couldn't
yeah.
win the solo matchups the way
Yeah.
they laid it.
Yeah, I really liked that Liquid grabbed the Kunkka, as we saw from that stat. That was only the second time TC has played Kunkka in a competitive game, so that shows their flexibility, saying, okay, this is a hero we think is good against Naga, and it worked out. Naga getting a fast Radiance is only scary if she has space to farm, but as we saw, she got the Radiance and then had nowhere to farm. No room in the jungle,
Yeah.
nowhere in the opponent's jungle, and that's what the Radiance
Naga's
is there
not
for.
scary if you take control of both jungles.
Mhm.
Like he doesn't. If he doesn't have that to farm, he's not going to have much farm, and he's soaking up all the farm on every other lane from the Mirana and any other hero that needs it. So
yeah, what we saw was Naga had decent farm, and everyone else had diddly squat.
Yeah.
He just takes everything, and if normally you'd want to take stuff that you normally can't get, like enemy jungle, your jungle, stuff like that. But he just was forced to take lane.
Yeah, and I think that was a byproduct of the Kunkka as well, and you talked about it a little bit, and TC is known for his lifestealer and his Luna, but the fact that he goes outside the box and they pick up the Kunkka for him, I think is really important in that game, so they shut down the
It's
Naga.
like long overdue for Liquid. They've had periods in the past where they just keep on picking the same strat, and it clearly doesn't work, and I don't know whether they're just stubborn or they're not confident in other drafts, but they needed to make a change, and they're doing it, and so far, Liquid being solid is...
Wait, what was that, LD? Liquid is doing it?
Liquid is doing it.
Liquid is doing
so far.
it?
Liquid Rising.
I think so. Right now, I haven't actually seen NAR, but if they're playing the way they were coming into this event, NAR Liquid, most people's top 2 are living up to it so far.
At this point, I would give them, with this change that Liquid made, I'd give it a 50-50 NAR and Liquid. The performances I'm seeing.
Well, we'll get to see plenty more of Liquid today. We've got 3 more matches coming up on BTS 1, and Liquid is in 2 of them. They'll be playing E-Hug, and then the last match of the day will be Liquid versus the North American Rejects.
I'm still waiting for these Reddit strats from
That will be a big one. Yeah, well, maybe we'll get to see it.
The game 1 forfeit was, I don't think that was in the playbook.
No.
Yeah.
No,
I don't think
and
not quite.
their second game after that did not go well. They got massacred from what I was told by Maud.
They're not the only ones. A lot of teams have been getting massacred in these qualifiers.
A lot of really rough games for most teams here, so...
Still sad for E-Hug, though. That's just such a bad way to start a tournament. You're coming in fresh, and you lose a lot of that positive energy when you get a DQ your first game because one of your teammates just can't get there on time, stuck in traffic.
Yeah, that just makes people angry.
It's frustrating.
Yeah.
And it's especially it's a 30-minute window before it's a def loss. He showed up at the 31st minute. So that makes it even more
Salt
just...
on the wound.
I was right there, man. I was right there.
So with that being said, I think we've got updated standings here. We can take a look at how the whole shebang is going.
So Liquid at the top, 2-0. Union right behind them, 2-0. And
who is
the
Union
Rejects.
beaten?
CNB,
and who else was it?
The forfeit win was to Union because they were playing E-Hug.
Over
so
E-Hug.
They only have one actual win.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
They looked pretty good against CNB, though. That was the match that we were all watching in the what is it, the tertiary stream, the fourth stream, the couch stream.
Yeah.
And Union looked surprisingly good. Ewo,
Ewo, man.
Yeah.
They wanted Ewo on Revenge.
Yeah, they did.
So
that's going to be a fun match. I don't know when that's being played, but Revenge versus Union.
Yeah.
A little extra spice.
That's like another kind of like Liquid kind of thing. Liquid SNA matchup, but not Brazilian, but South American edition.
Yeah.
We have more updates.
We have updates about the other
posting
streams. They were getting a feed of information here. And CNB is the other team. Who was their one loss to? They were 2-0 when we last checked.
They lost to Union.
They just lost to... Oh, yeah.
On the couch.
So who are...
Sorry about that, guys.
It seems like everyone's pretty much in agreement. It's like Liquid and NAR looking the strongest right now, but who's third, fourth? CNB looked pretty good, then they lost to Union. Revenge was one of the bigger name teams coming into the qualifier, but they're 1-1 right now.
Right.
They did lose to Liquid, who's one of the stronger opponents.
Right.
Who's your third and fourth, if you guys had to choose?
I think SNA are still strongly in the running for 3rd/4th.
I would say SNA Revenge.
Okay. SNA Revenge.
I would say maybe SNA Union. I don't know. I just feel like Union, they've got that extra... I mean, 40R, I think King RD. I like those players a lot, so I might have to go with Union here.
Okay.
All right.
I'm going to defer to Mott on this one.
Yeah, I mean, I pretend to know stuff about American Dota scenes, but sometimes I'm just
What
dead
happened
wrong.
to top 5, Mont?
They won the game against Seahawk. I mean, that happened.
Actually, that happened. Maybe I
happen.
shouldn't go with Mott on this one.
All right, okay.
Ouch.
Top 5 just beat Shadows of the Past.
All right,
Okay, so top 5 just beat Shadows of the
wow.
Past.
I don't know if that's exactly a game changer.
Yeah, Shadows of the Past have not been looking so strong so far.
Yeah.
Do we have updated other side of the stats that we can take a look at here? See the
Who's like
end.
basically out of the running? That's the other fun question.
the fan favorite points column returns, huh?
Ooh, 0-4, huh?
Yeah.
That's a rough way to get started. Isurus 0-3 and
they're not in good shape.
They are not.
That's tough.
But nice 322 guys. Good job.
I like that.
We have an open spot. Sorry.
Yeah, need to be symmetrical here. Yeah, you know.
That's a lot.
It's a lot of loss. But, I mean, for Shadows of the Past, they're one of those teams that they barely squeaked in at the last minute. They were a replacement team. Sort of low expectations coming in. It was sort of a gift that they even got to get here. So can you really be too upset about that? You're still playing in TI qualifiers. There's
Good experience for those
Yeah,
guys.
there's something to be said for that. As I've said to Merlini, he doesn't like the star ladder, 16 teams. You have the top teams next to the bottom teams, and you can't have that dynamic format without some teams coming out on the bottom.
Well, he's a caster, right? So as a caster, it's like you want to watch all the most interesting games, but
he also likes
as a
to bring out the
player or as like
flamethrower.
someone trying to grow the scene, you want to have the bigger pool. And, give teams a shot.
Exactly. I like that. I like seeing the small guys mixed with the big guys. Every so often you see an underdog make a run for
Ben's
the
just
top.
a cranky hater. Anyway,
Yeah,
so
Ben's just
don't
grumpy.
mind him.
Boo, Merlini. Sorry, that was
so,
too much.
Coming up next,
What do we
we're
have?
moving upstairs. We're getting kicked out.
Yes, it'll be
Booted.
Sunsfan and Synderen coming down down here on BTS 1. Up next will be Revenge versus SNA. Then after that will be E-Hug versus Liquid, and Liquid versus North American Rejects as the final match here on BTS 1. And Sunsfan Synderen will be here for all three of those games. So Dota Cinema taking over. LD and Fear, you guys are moving upstairs, and you will be looking at Liquid versus CNB. For the next game, after that will
Just
be
following Liquid around, huh?
yeah, NAR versus
Well, I
Revenge.
guess they saw the T-shirt.
Yeah.
Then after that will be CNB versus SNA for you guys in the upstairs. So still a lot of good Dota to go. We've got at least 3 more rounds of matches across the streams.
Yeah, once again, BeyondTheSummit.tv now redirects directly to our Twitch team page for the NA Hub. Be sure also to tweet out hashtag TI4 NA Hub, I believe is the hashtag.
Yes.
Let Europe know that America's where it's at.
Yeah, and in
America.
terms of time schedule, next matches are scheduled to start in just about 25 minutes or so. So we'll have another decent break. Still pretty quick. We haven't had. Have we had a long game yet? Like a 60-minute farm
No.
fest? Still, everything's just been 39 minutes is about the longest.
I'm
we've gone.
expecting a lot
spicy.
more. Well, obviously playoffs will probably be closer, but of the other qualifiers like China, Southeast Asia, I think we'll see a lot of close games. Europe, maybe a few, but yeah, America was a very have and have not
Yeah,
kind of event.
no big surprise coming. It's a little top heavy, so interesting. Only
Three games
three
have gone past 35. That is insane.
Wow.
That aggressive NA Dota, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just lopsided matchups, I think, for the most part.
Yeah, upside matchups, some really one-sided drafts, and
Yeah.
recipe for quick games.
So there you have it, guys. We'll have another break, and then streaming Dota will continue. We've got 4 streams running. As LD mentioned, go to BeyondTheSummit.tv, and that will redirect you to the hub where you'll find all 4 streams. But you are watching this isn't the summit. You're watching TI Qualifiers America. Need more coffee. That initial caffeine buzz is wearing off. You're watching America. You're watching TI4 America Qualifiers, guys. This is the NA Hub.
I like how you corrected yourself, and then you said it
And then I
again.
said it wrong again. We lost, guys. We lost. We're taking a break. We're going to reset. We're coming back in about 25 minutes.